Um, thank you for recording. He's connecting the audio. Okay. I can see his picture. Welcome to our class,
Hello.
Licenciado Herman Gonzalez. It's a pleasure to see you from far away.
What a pleasure to see you too from La Unión. I'm sending you my best regards. I'm so happy to be with you in your class. I have learned so much from you since you were my teacher, my supervisor, and my boss in San Miguel. So it's a real pleasure to be here with you, dear.
Thank you so much, Licenciado Gonzalez. Uh, for, for the class, it is a pleasure to have you here because we are studying, as I mentioned to you, we're studying administration in education, and we're focusing on the competences, the skills, the education, the attitude that a principal and an institution can have. Now, before we move on to that, can you give us a little bit of your background in education? I know that you are licenciado en leyes, but I know that you have many more because it is important for the students, for our students to be aware that just a licenciatura is not enough. So would you please share with us a little bit of your uh, resume on education, please?
Yeah, of course. Teacher's degree. I have one teacher's degree in basic education. I have another teacher's degree in English, and I have another teacher's degree in language and literature for media for high school. That is, it was from National University. I got it here in San Miguel in 5 years. That degree, I studied how to teach language in a school for high school, and that is actually one of my favorite degree because I have worked from kindergarten to high school with kids here in La Union, not only in the city, but also in downtown areas. And in those areas, I have been working with kids that they were they were actually having a lot of learning process problems, and create a program that participate in the whole country for learning how to read and write in Spanish. And that program that we created, Cantón El Cacao, it took us 3 years with that program, and it won as one of the best programs created here in La Union. And I won as one of the teachers using uh, techniques and technology to teach how to read and write in Spanish. And that was a very good program that we create, and it has been working here in La Union. Well, before working in public school, that I have been working in public school for 15 years, I work at Centro Cultural Salvadoreño Americano in San Salvador, where it was the place where I met you, where you were my supervisor. I began to be a teacher there when I was 18 years old, and I worked there for more than 14 years. And after that, we both came to live to San Miguel, and we opened the Centro Cultural in San Miguel. And after that, I decided to start working at a public school. And I remember I told you the reason why I wanted to work at a public school. And it was because every time I was teaching public teacher or training public teachers from this area, they were all the time telling me that most of the techniques or most of the uh, methodologies that we use to teach English, they didn't work at a public school, that they were created only to work in private institution. And I was asking myself, how can that be possible? And that's why I decided to start working at a public school. And let me tell you this, all of the techniques and methodologies that we use in private institution work very well and perfectly in public institution. And that is something I am proving now, that I am the principal of the second biggest school of La Unión. I am the principal of Complejo Educativo Barrio La Fátima here in La Unión. And we have a population of 1,400 students. We create the high school in the year that I began to work as principal. We create the high school. It's a general high school with a diplomado in English. My students receive 10 hours of English per week. And actually, let me tell you this, I lost my English teacher, and now I am seeking for an interinato in English. And I have taught as one principal way of evaluate the teacher, that they must go to an interview in English with me in front of all the members of the CDE of the school. So Monday we will be doing that. We will be interviewing 9 teachers that they want the position at the school, and for the interinato, that if you know some of the problems that we have been having with that area with the new ministers of education, you will find out that lately the assembly says that all the format that the minister said it was going to be for selecting the teachers was putting down, and we are selecting teachers again in the way that we have been doing before with the CDE, which is the group of people that take all the decision at a school. That is, that CDE, it is, the members are 3 parents, 2 students, 2 teachers, and the principal. And they are the ones that take all the decisions. So we are working on that now. And as I've been telling you, my last experience is here in this public school where I have been for 3 years. And let me tell you this, last year, my students from high school got for the first time, they were evaluated from the program Avanzo or PAES online, and they did it in English. And the lowest grade of my students was 7.33, and the highest grade of my student was 9.73. The score of the whole school of the 18 students that graduate from high school in that PAES was 8.65, higher than all the public schools from the country. So that is our experience. And yes, it is a lot of work. And yeah, definitely it take a lot of brave to break a lot of um, a lot of positions or a lot of problems that we face up at a public school. But it takes a lot of nerve to be in front of them and give your best and take the best decision for the students. That is my principal problem. I want my students to be successful. I want my students to finish high school speaking English. And that is what I'm trying to do with that high school, that is General High School with a diplomado in English. I don't know if you have more questions about this.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. Licenciado Gonzalez, actually, we do all the background that you have provided up to this moment. Okay, guys, you have questions that you were going to be asking him. Who would like to start?
Can I, teacher?
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Arias.
Yes, I have.
Mhm. Okay, you're on mute.
Yeah, could you hear me?
Yeah, now I
Yeah,
can
okay.
hear you.
How difficult do you think is harder to manage an institute?
Oh, you have no idea how difficult it is. Just imagine that I have 35 teachers, 35 teachers under my institution, 35 teachers, 1,439 students, 873 parents. Tell me, you have no idea how difficult it is. But whenever you organize everything with time and with order, everything can be done perfectly. What you need to do is to be very organized. We have all the informations to have to create the different teams. You know, a principal at a public school is a business administrator. That is one. It's a business administrator, pedagogical administrator, and financial administrator. We have to work with those three areas: administration, financial, and pedagogical. In those three areas, we have to plan them very well. And that's the work of what we call PEA. PEA is the one, the Proyecto Educativo Anual, is the one that include all the information that we will be developing during the whole year: administrative, financial, and pedagogical. And let me tell you this: most of the principals around this country are just pedagogical and financial. They most of the time left the pedagogical area out because there is no time for that. That is something I have been planning and I have been trying to change. I already plan in my area and I inform all my teachers. They will hand in to me their plan annual. They all the 35 teachers will give me the plan annual that include all the jornalizaciones, include all the information about the different subjects, all their cartas didácticas. So with that plan, I have it in my hand, I check it, and I let them know when I'm going to be visiting their class to observe the class and then talk about how is the plan going on in the year. And I already scheduled that for March. I already told my teachers I'm going to be visiting their classroom in that month. So, uh, difficult, a lot, but we can do it. We can do it if we organize everything. I don't know if I answer your questions, or if you have any doubt, ask me.
Mr. Arriaza?
Yeah,
Terra.
thank you for answering me. I know it could be difficult because I think it will be difficult to be a teacher, but it's more difficult to be like a people it's in charge to have the opportunity to the other ones because they have to know it more for the teacher, right? They have to know how to administrate, to have some ideas that they're thinking about it and also what they are doing, right? So
Exactly.
yeah, so thank you for answering me.
Exactly. But it's a very good experience. Believe me, I have grown a lot. Being a teacher is nice, but being a principal, because that was one of the questions they asked me when I went through all the process to become a principal, because I am a unique principal. It means I was named by the Tribunal Calificador de la Carrera Docente. I was not put it by finger. I passed all the process to be selected as the principal of that institution. And in the whole process, the last interview, it was a psychology. And the psychology asked me that question and said, if you like a lot teaching, why do you want to be a principal? And I remember I told that person, because as a teacher, I can only help 40 students, but as a principal, I can help the complete community where my school will be. And that's what I'm trying. And since I know I am good at teaching the areas that I have learned a lot, so I wanted that. And I see my teachers and I see them teaching, and I have seen them, even though most of my teachers have been in that school for more than 25 years. I'm actually the youngest person. I am the youngest person in that school. But still, when I go and observe their class, I always, in a very good manner, let them know why, if we do this in this area, or like Licenciada Mirna, what the training we received at the SIT TESOL. When I was in your class, I saw this student was not actually paying attention. Why do you think that happened? And the teacher is telling me, well, the thing is that he didn't understand. Did you realize about that? That he didn't understand your explanation? What could you have done differently? And that is the process that we have been having, and their classes are a lot of better. I can see it after 3 years. But as I told you that, I try not to be just administrative or just financial. I try to be pedagogical, and that is difficult. And as I told you before, the whole country, most of the principal are only administrative. That's the reality.
Thank you so much, Licenciado Gonzalez. Ms. Gutierrez, Liliana, do you have a question ready? Gutierrez,
Yes,
yeah. Go ahead.
yes. My question is actually it's like a comment, but it's like first I congratulate your public schools because you said that your students got the highest level on PAES or Avanzo online, and the test was made in English, total in
Exactly.
English.
Yes, totally.
So
The
that's
18
congratulations. I'm really proud of that. And one of my question is that I know that private schools are known because of it is supposed that private schools have the more advanced knowledge, and even they have more resources than a public school, but the scores, like in this case PAES or Avanzo, are lower than public schools. But when I turned my back and I saw that several students from a public schools got the higher, I mean, the maximum of grades, makes you think that why that knowledge couldn't be applied to the rest of the schools in order to everyone has the nice score. But not only that, the knowledge is the most important thing that I know. And that can be like amazing that everyone gets the same connection between knowledge and scores, because as a student we can do anything with a 10 if we don't have the knowledge. So the methodology that you apply to your public school, it's amazing.
Well, let me tell you this. La Unión have been in the highest scores of PAES for more than 6 years lately. Check that and you will see it. And let me tell you other thing. In my case, in my personal case, I have all my family, all my nephews and nieces studying in my public school. You know why? Because I know I have the best teachers, I have the best methodologies, and I know we are doing a great job. So I trust the system, and I know my system, and it's good, and we can see the result. And we do have a lot of things. They don't buy books, they get notebooks, they get uniform, they get shoes, they get now computer. What else do they need? But you have told me something that is very interesting. You have told me that why most of the public students don't get good results. Oh, honey, that's the other area that we need to improve, and it's the family responsibility. We need, and actually I have been telling that in most of the meeting, we need public information. We need that the Minister of Education let the family know that they have to do more in their houses and not let all the work to the teachers. We are not the 100 responsible of the knowledge of all the kids. The most of the responsibility should be at home. And those good results are the one where parents are next to the kids working with them. So that's the reality. That's what we need. Education starts in the family. And good students at public schools normally comes from good parents that are next to them working with them. And that is something I work a lot in my school. In the parents, mothers meeting, I always go and let them know this is a work of a triangle. Teachers, parents, students. If we three work together, we have perfect result. But if only the teacher and the student and the parents don't care, it's impossible there. And that's the biggest problem we have in education. Parents do not do their job. They just let the kids at school and say, that's what you get paid, that's your job. Honey, no, that's not our job. That's not our job. Our job is to guide them. But parents have to help them at school. And that is the biggest problem we have at public schools. Parents do not get responsible for their kids, something which is different in private institutions. Since parents are paying a lot of money, they are all the time next to them doing homework. They are all the time asking the teacher, how's my kid? Is he having problem? They are all the time going to the private institution, going to ask how the kid is going on. But ask me if they go every time at a public school asking for their kid. No, they just register in January. They appear when we have to hand them either uniform, either books or food. They appear on those days, but then they disappear and they appear in November asking for the certificate. And that's the reality here. We
Thank you.
need
Mhm.
public politics that tell the parents they need to involve in their kids' learning process.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. I appreciate the answer. Daniel Lopez, you have a question for Licenciado Gonzalez?
Yes, I have a concrete question for you.
Okay.
I hope that your day is going very well. So what is your connection with the teacher, or what is your responsibility with the teacher? This is my question.
Actually, I have a very good group of teachers, and my relation with them is that in meetings, I'm all the time telling them how important they are for the institution. I'm all the time letting them know that without them, the institution can't work well. I all the time let them know that most of people say the most important in a school are the kids. Not really. The heart of a schools are the teachers. They are actually the heart. And when they enjoy, when they love, when they like what they are doing, that is different. That is different. I remember when I started working at a public school, I was all the time in meetings listening a lot of teachers complaining and complaining and complaining about the minister, about everything. And I remember telling myself, please do not get that negativity into you. Always love what you do. And that's what I'm always telling them. We don't get bad salary. And let me tell you that. Most people say, yes, but the barrendero from a court has better salary than a teacher. Yeah, but the barrendero has to work 365 days in a year. And we teacher only work 200 days at a year. That's one. That's one. Yes, we have the chance to change life, and that is unique. And let me tell you that, because I began working at private institutions where money was the most important. And I began working at the poorest school in La Union, where kids didn't have anything to eat. And I used to share my food, the food of my lunch, with more than 6 or 7 students. And we used to eat together and see their eyes change when they learn to read and write in Spanish. I could see that. Their eyes change. It immediately become brighter. That no one can take it from me. And there is not money that will pay for that. And I love what I do. And I have loved teaching since I began the first day at Centro Cultural. And that is a job that we do for love. We do it for love. And that's what I talk most of the time. That is my relation with my teachers. I always ask them, why did you choose to be a teacher? Why not a doctor or a lawyer? Actually, I am a lawyer, but I don't like that. I never like it. I studied that. I have always told people I studied that because it will listen very weird. My father said, I want a lawyer. And I said, okay, I will be a lawyer, but I want to be a teacher. And I finished the law degree, which helped me. It has helped me a lot, but I have been doing what I love. And I still enjoy what I love, what I do. When a teacher is absent, I go and teach the class. I have no problem doing that. I don't send my student back to home. I go and teach them. Since I have a degree in language, in social study, in basic areas, the only subject I don't teach is mathematics. But then the rest, I go and teach them. And I don't send my student back home. I stay them there. I don't know if I answered your question. And that is what I have tried to do. My relation with the teachers, I have tried to be very close to them. Not to treat them like one more. We cannot. They are very nice human beings. And as I told you, most of them are older than me, and they have been teaching for 25, 30 years. And I always tell them, oh my God, I came here to learn from you. I didn't come here to teach you. I came here to learn from you. And they are very good with me. We have a very good relation with most of them. I don't know if I answered your question.
Yes, yes, I understand, and I appreciate that you effort to working with the teacher in the connection that you have with them. Thank you.
Exactly. For example, now, for them to use computers, it was so difficult at the very beginning. And now they all have computers. And let me tell you this, they all took the Google Classroom workshop. They all took the DEVA workshop. The DEVA is methodologies and technique using in a virtual area. They are using some pages from the internet that I am, wow, she's using a 62-year-old teacher is using 62-year-old teacher is using DEVA in her classroom on Google. And I am like, because I am in all the classroom, I am in all the WhatsApp group that they have present. I have seen them recording themselves explaining classes, and I enjoy that. I would love to show you how those videos that they record themselves teaching their home and sending the students the instructions. And to see that is lovely. When the pandemic started, we create a WhatsApp school in 3 days. In 3 days. In 3 days, there were 35 groups from Parvularia 4
Oh my
to
God.
1st year of high school. Every teacher has their group, and I was in that group included. And they were starting to teach in WhatsApp. 1 week after the pandemic, and we were all in our houses, those teachers were asking me, I need a whiteboard in my house. And I was driving my car and taking whiteboards to their houses for them to teach. Taking to them, what else do you need? I need, and they started asking me for a lot of tools they needed in their house to record themselves teaching and sending to the students. And it was amazing to see my group of all teachers doing that for love. That is something we cannot see it every day. And that is something I really enjoy. And when I see them, I am like, oh my God, they are amazing. They are amazing. In 3 days, they became virtual teachers
Yeah.
for the whole pandemic.
Thank you. I have another question from Tiffany Nieto.
Yes, teacher, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, and thank you to be here with us. It's a pleasure to hear you, Licenciado Hernandez. My question is, for example, if you have the opportunity, I don't know it is possible, but if you have the opportunity to implement or add additional subjects in the school, what subjects would you like to implement? For example, in my case, I would love to implement music, financial education, right? That is my question.
Well, listen to this. Since I am very involved in my high school, which is my idea, my creation, my baby, and I felt very satisfied with it. Actually, the Departamental of La Unión sent me 3 different schools to my school, and they forced me because I didn't want to do it. But since it's public school and I cannot own the idea, even though they are mine, I had to share everything of how I did to work high school and show all the program, how it worked, how we managed to teach 10 hours of English a week when the program only has 3 hours. The program for high school has only 3 hours. And they are asking me how you did. And I said, well, I took the 6 hours from working and I made them for English. Those are 9. And I took 1 hour of seminary and that make 10 hours of English. But in my case, I present a program to the MINED asking them that I want to include 3 subjects in my high school. I want to include American geography, I want to include American history, and I want to include American literature. The 3 subjects totally in English for second year. And they don't let me because it has to be a bureaucratic situation. But if I have to include subject in my high school, those will be. But if I have to include other subject to improve education, definitely it will be swimming classes. Students need something to relax and to make them lose that stress that they manage at schools. That would be one. I remember I studied in Externado San Jose in San Salvador. I studied there from 4th grade to 9th grade. And I remember my favorite subject was swimming class. Going to swimming class, it was very good for me. I learned to swim even though I was chubby and kind of, I have always been heavy and I was very small. I was not tall. I was very small and very fat. But I used to enjoy the swimming class. And another class that I will definitely ask them to include, it will be financial education. Definitely. They need it. They need that. They need to learn how to manage with their money because they most of the time they waste everything they earn when they start working. I don't know if that answered your question.
Yes, thank you so much for answering my question.
Thank you so much, Ms. Nieto. I have a question from Ricardo Hernandez.
Yes, teacher. My question is, uh, do you think there is more central government support for a school than before? And the second one, do you agree that the teacher should be evaluated to improve the quality of education? The first question, I know, sorry, I would like to know your opinion, because I studied in a public school, and in my proper opinion, consider or that before the system school, working alone for a long years, and for this reason I would like your opinion in this aspect. And the other, the same, because um, because uh, um, I hear the other teachers and express your disgust for this evaluation. However, in my opinion, I consider it's good, but however, I would like uh, your 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 perspective in this evaluation.
For your first question, there are a lot of good things that have improved lately. A lot. They have improved a lot of things, but we still need more. A lot of more. For me, they have improved a lot, but still education need more. And someone was telling today in a meeting that we were of principals, they were comparing El Salvador with Costa Rica, and they were saying the reason why Costa Rica has improved their population, cultural, and education is because they began to invest more in education than in the army. And we all laugh about that because yes, lately in the country, they have been investing a lot in education, but they have been investing a lot of more in security. And I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give you this example. My school is full of trash can. I have in that school more than 25 trash can. But the students throw the garbage on the wall, on the street, on the floor, there. And the trash can is closed. It's closed. And I remember Monday, I went to took a complete grade. It was nice grade. I took them to clean the whole area and to sweep or the whole area and picked up all the garbage. And the students from other grades were telling them, ja, ja, los agarraron de Don Leopoldo. Don Leopoldo is my janitor. And I was like, it means Don Leopoldo obligation is to clean their garbage. They cannot take that piece of garbage to the trash can where there are a lot of trash cans around the school. So that is how difficult it is, what I'm telling you. Yes, we have improved a lot, but yes, we still need more. We still need more. And about your second question, please don't tell anybody I said that, I said this, please, because in this area, I have kept silent, but I am so happy they did that. I am so happy they evaluate teachers. And I have been telling, if they evaluate me, of course I will do it. And I know I will pass. And I have even told them, and select which area would you like to evaluate me? English, language, social study, or basic, in any of the 4 areas. Go ahead and do it. And I know I will pass because I know what I'm doing. And I know my subjects. So yes, I do believe it is necessary to evaluate the students, to evaluate the teachers that they will be working at the public school. But please don't tell that to anybody. I could get a lot of problems for that. Okay, I don't know if I answered your question.
Yes, I agree, and I would like your answers. And thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Hernandez. Anybody else has a question for Licenciado Gonzalez?
By the way, I am all these because I came from work. I came directly from work. I have been the whole day in the morning in a meetings or principal meeting. They were telling us about this program that the first lady is going to be working with the Crecer Juntos program.
Okay.
They were socializing that information with us. I already know that because when that was public, I read it everything, and I like to do it that. And besides, I have that program in my school. I have the program for kids from zero year to 3 years. I have it. The mature program, I have it in my school.
Okay.
So I the program, and I know it works. I know. I have seen it in my nephew since he was in her in his mother's started to work with him, and it program works a lot. Okay.
Thank you so much. I have El Quero. I think Mr. Hernandez, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead and ask a question.
Okay, my question is, what has been your greatest achievement throughout your career?
What has been your greatest achievement
Achievement.
in your career? Yeah.
Well, I have been having 3 that I really enjoy. I won the 3rd prize as the pedagogical teacher at a public school in El Salvador. They gave me a tablet. I work.
Okay.
Sorry, I work for that program. Another was when I was selected to go to a scholarship in the United States for a program that I really enjoy a lot. I was there with the ITD program. Is a program where I was teaching how to teach English in high school. And that was a 6-month program. I was in 8 different states in the United States. And I went to the public school there in the United States. And let me tell you this, we are a lot better. And I remember I told you that, Miss Beltran, we are a lot better public schools than in the United States. The United States has excellent universities, but in public elementary school, oh my God, they only teach their children just how to know the United States. That's all they know. And they believe United States is America. And I'm like, oh, kids, please. And that was a great achievement for me to go to that scholarship. And another, I went to I am part of like, okay, 143 English teachers in this country that we have the SIT TESOL certificate. I am part of that. That is another great achievement. Miss Beltran is one of those. And she knows how difficult that program is. It's only 1 month, but you don't sleep. You don't, you don't, you don't eat. When you're teaching a class, you have 3 supervising, observing you teaching. And next year they are telling you, how did you feel? And I'm like, how can I feel with 3 different supervisors taking a lot of notes about everything I'm saying, doing? And so that was for me great. And I learned a lot in that program. And one achievement I expect to get soon is that the Departamental of La Unión has selected me as one of the 3 candidates to be the part of the Junta de la Carrera Docente from La Unión. So I'm running for that. And I was selected by the Departamental of La Unión. That is the highest position I could get by my abilities. I'm not politic. I have not politic connection. And that is what I am expecting to get. I already went through the whole selecting process. I already passed all the tests, the psychological test, the knowledge test, the interview with the 2 different psychologists. I did everything, and I'm expecting soon to be elected for that. And if I get that, that will be the highest position that a public teacher can get in the whole country. So I'm expecting that.
Congratulations. Really, congratulations.
I don't have
Woohoo.
I don't have,
Hey, I know
I'm
you're
just
gonna
one
make
of,
it. I know you're
I
gonna
hope,
make it.
I hope so, because I love it. And since I am a lawyer, I am perfect candidate for that position.
Mhm.
But the other 2 are great people. Actually, I
Mm.
am running next to one of my best friends here in La Unión,
Uh-oh.
Morena Jimenez. Yes, we found
Wow.
out about that like 2 weeks when we were both of us were there at the departamental, and the principal there told us, hey, the 2 possibles elected candidate. And I was like, what? Are you sure?
Uh-oh.
What? And we were like, oh, and we were like, why did they did that to us? They know
Mhm.
we are excellent friends, but we ran into the conclusion that we are both great, and we love our job.
Yeah.
So that is
So
what I'm expecting. I hope so. And if I get it, I will let you know, Miss Beltran, because it's a
please,
great chance.
yeah, please let me know. You know that I like sharing all your success. I have another question from Ada Soriano. Go ahead, Ada.
Yeah, good afternoon. Okay, this question is a little bit different, but I know that based on the experience you have, you can give me a good answer. It amazes me to hear everything that you have achieved. It's really, I don't know, it amazing. But my question is, you got the experience when the pandemic started with your teachers teaching online. Um, so based on that, my question is, what will be your recommendation, your advice, if someone wants to start teaching online, for example, English? What do you think this person must have, or what is the most important thing or skills in order to succeed, in order to help others to achieve their goals, in this case, learn English, and that you can be recognized and people trust you that you are a good teacher?
Platforms. Learn how to use different platforms. Don't get stuck just in Zoom or in what is the other platform in the one from Microsoft Team. No, no, no. Platform. Learn how to use a lot of platform. Learn in the internet or the tools. There are a lot of infinitive tools to teach English online. There are a lot of videos from YouTube to send those students to watch and to practice. There are a lot of listening that students can be using. Definitely, my best advice for that teacher will be, please surf the net, get into the all platform you can, all the tools and platform you can use to teach the language, and you will be successful. And yes, if you teach them how to learn in a virtual environment, they will learn. If they want, they will learn. But you as a teacher, be ready to use all the possible platforms that the internet offers. And there are a lot.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Thank you, Ms. Soriano. Mr. Gonzalez Gerson, are you
Yeah, can
ready?
you hear me?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. So I have a question, maybe something obvious, but I want to know if how do all teachers teach English?
Oh, no, 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 dear, no. No, my school is a public school. All my teachers, they are from elementary schools, kindergarten, in junior high or tercer ciclo. They teach. I have a specialist for social study. I have a specialist for mathematics. I have a specialist for science, and I have a special for PE, physical education. I have a specialist for social language. No, 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 no. Don't get wrong. I have a normal public school, but my high school is general high school with a diplomado in English. That's the only difference. But yes, we teach 1 hour of English from kindergarten to ninth grade. So since kindergarten, there is a teacher teaching 1 hour of English. That program, I have it. But no, it's not a public school which is bilingual like what? American school or European academy. No, not at all. Not at all, honey. It's a normal public school with normal public teachers that teach all the subject in Spanish. The only difference is that in high school, we have a general high school with a diplomado of English. That is.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gonzalez. Anybody else has a question for Licenciado Gonzalez? Anybody else?
Yes, Miss, I would like to ask you to Licenciado.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Monge.
Yes, sir. First play, congratulations. Is It's an honor to meet a person who had passion to teach. I would like to know what about the administration. What is the most difficult you have to do to organize to have to organization in this school? What is the most
Eh,
difficult?
uh, well, in the organization as a principal, I have to decide what level each teacher will be teaching. So imagine if I have 43 different grades. I have three first grade, three second grade, three third grade to select the appropriate teacher for each of those. Honey, it takes me like a month to create the schedule. As a principal, one of my functions is to create the schedule for a junior high, tercer ciclo, and for high school. Honey, to organize the schedule for all the classes of junior high and high school, it takes me like a month too. And it's a heartbreaking process because I have to be sure that the teachers do not, for example, that in seventh grade, from 7 a.m. to 7:45 a.m., it will have social study and on Monday. And I have to be sure that that teacher, Licenciado Oscar Bonilla, do not appear in another class at the same hour, the same day. So to do that is work. And every year we do it. And for schools that are small, it's easy. But for a school like mine that we have, as I told you, 36, 40 different classes or classrooms, is hard. With kindergarten, no problem. I have the 4 specialists. Parvularia 4, I have the specialist for that. Parvularia 5, I have the specialist for that. With all the, from first grade to 6th grade, no problem. But in junior high and in high school, that's difficult. But with the practice, you improve. The first year, it took me more than 2 months. The second year, it took me like 4 weeks. And this year, it took me like 3 weeks. So it means I'm improving. I hope so. I hope next year will take me 2 weeks because that bar is difficult. And that is part of the administration, to administrate all that area. But if you want to talk about the financial area, oh my God, the liquidaciones, to prepare the liquidaciones for Miner, that is so difficult, very difficult, very difficult. Okay, I don't know if I answered your questions. And
Anybody else? Or...
honey, it seems like my battery is...
Oh, okay.
have...
Okay, class. We want to really thank you, Licenciado Gonzalez, for taking the time. We know that I know that you're really busy, you're really tired, and I've been trying to get you here. I really appreciate it, and thank you very much. And the best of lucks for that position you are applying to.
I am asking for that. I really want it. And I hope if I get it, I will be very happy for 5 years.
Okay.
I have to leave my position as a principal for 5 years.
Oh.
I will have mission. I will be in that other position for 5 years. But after 5 years, I go back to my position as a principal to that school.
All right.
I hope that experience.
It is a great experience. Thank you so much and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And we keep in touch.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much for your time. Class, appreciate that you got connected. I do appreciate that you follow. I hope that you got from this awesome, he's an awesome person. Yeah. And he loves what he does. And that's what I want you to see. How far you want to go is how much love you have for whatever you're doing. If you really love and want to make a difference in our society, yeah, it's through education and being enthusiastic. And he pointed out something. Don't get all the negative thoughts of bitter, angry, upset people get to you. And that's a challenge that we have to keep in mind and keep going and keep going. Okay. Thank you very much. We're going to have our exam at 6:45. Okay. I'll be in Teams. I'm going to go there. I send you the invite. Remember, it's going to be after 6:45. It's going to be open for 4 hours. Okay. Any question, guys?
Should we switch to Teams now?
Okay. We're going to the little break that we take, and then you're welcome to join me in Teams, or I'll also go ahead and take your exam. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
So
you for.
Miss,
Yes, Mr. Hernandez.
you will be in Teams back
Yep.
to give a feedback.
Okay.
No, I mean it's yeah, and you're not going to be you're not going to give classes, right?
No. Today, at the first part was the interview with Licenciado Gonzalez. That was part of our class. Okay. And then, because remember the last class we had, I asked you to create a questionnaire that you can ask a principal. Remember that you were working with your groups. And then we have him, so we could ask him questions about it. Now, we don't have a class, we only have our exam.
Okay, Miss. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Hernandez? All righty. See you then. Bye. Mr. Monge, may I ask a question?
No, Miss. No. I sharing with you. I sharing with you the link and the.
But it says admin. I thought you were the administrator.
Yeah, I sharing with you in Teams the conversation we have with the teacher.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
Bye.
Bye. Peace.